What is up, Earthnoids and Spacenoids? I am just a simple new type, and in this episode we are finally returning to the White Dingo team and Mobile Suit Gundam Rise from the Ashes. Last time, Rare met Vish Donahue, who agreed to leave Alice Springs under certain circumstances. Zeon chose peace instead of violence. He only agreed to this after their train passed by the city safely. This episode, the team will stumble across a new prototype beam rifle. They head out on a mission to take down a Gow, and as California base falls to EFF, Zeon brings a secret weapon to the shores of Australia. So let's get into this. They have taken control of the base. While scouring the facilities for supplies, they happen to stumble upon the prototype beam rifle. Mike thinks that he should be the one to wield the prototype weapon, as he is the team sniper. Rare tells him that he is going to be support on this one. Pio and Dr. Grant are out on the town when they get called back to base as there are enemies approaching. Pio notes that for being the enemy, Zeon sure does have a good reputation amongst the townfolk. We have seen this many times in Gundam where EFF will take control of a base, and the locals who live there will actually yearn for the days of Zeon. I once met an old lady in Prague who yearned for the days of communism, so it is a real thing in our real life. Grant is the only one that notes that Zeon was waiting for the train to pass before surrendering. She wonders, what was that cargo? They get back and head out instantly. Rare mentions that they are heading out to Simpson's Gap, west of Alice Springs. A Gow is heading to Simpson's Gap from Darwin. While the Red Possum team heads down south, the White Dingoes will intercept the Gow. They are allowed to use the prototype beam rifle on this mission. They make it to their location and drop down. There is heavy fog, which doesn't help them considering the uneven terrain. 5 minutes until the Gow arrives. Anita sends over flight data to help him in this heavy fog. Rare makes some adjustments when Anita tells him to watch his 9 o'clock. He is attacked in the right arm by a counter sniper. Rare is fine, but he dropped the prototype beam rifle. Anita tries to get an eye on the target. She is able to confirm 4 Magella attack tanks. One tank attacks Anita's hover truck and detaches the Magella top. Lung takes out the top with his 380mm rocket launcher and focuses on supporting the hover truck. Rare's right arm is dead. He has to reconfigure his left arm to use the prototype beam rifle. He tells Mike to take out the sniper aiming at him while he acts as bait. Lung continues support while Anita continues recon. 1 minute 15 seconds until they make contact with the Gow. Mike says he is an idiot as they still don't know how many enemies there are. Anita spots 3 Magella attack tanks, 1 ground type Zaku, and 1 commander type Zaku. 30 seconds until the Gow makes contact. That is when Mike spots 1 Zaku. He jumps into action and takes out the mobile suit. Another one comes in from behind with the Heat Hawk. Mike shoots off his arm and Lung comes in and shoots him with the bazooka. The Gow approaches their location. He takes aim but is surrounded by 3 Magella tops. One shoots at his backpack. He falls to the ground. Mike comes in and begins picking off the Magella tops. Ryu grabs the rifle with his left hand, takes aim, and fires. He takes out one of the engines of the Gow. It begins changing trajectory. He has to take out the engine. Lung comes in and takes out the final Magella top. Ray points his gun towards the Gow once again, but he notices 2 mobile suits dropping out. He shoots down the second engine and the Gow goes down. Ray thinks that the cooldown in between shots is too long and not practical in battle. He also thinks that they may have been lured out to Simpson's Gap. The Green Echidna and the Red Possum teams have joined forces in Darwin. The Yellow Kawaka team has run into Zeon on their way to Adelaide. What is a Kawaka? Man, Australian animal breeds are on a whole different level. The White Dingo team is going to provide support at a Zeon-controlled mining facility near Adelaide. Then link up with the main assault teams. They will be provided a new mobile suit afterwards. We cut to the mission where Mike takes out a Zaku, but one of the Zakus takes out his head sensor. Rare comes in and supports him. Lung says they need to be mindful of ammo as they aren't even at the mining base yet. They wonder why Zeon forces are spread out in random areas. The team gets a mayday from the Orange Ibis team. On the comms is Lieutenant Greta Folkman. They wonder why she is flying over. They are looking for a safe place to land, but they can't make it to the friendly zone. They can't help with an evac as they are on their own mission, but they just need to help with landing. Someone will eventually come in to pick them up. They help them with their landing. Both teams are dumping their Medeas and going via support vehicles. They are under command of White Dingo until they get a pickup. As they head out, they notice 6 enemy mobile suits heading their way. They seem to be guarding the supply depot in the area. It seems that they were planning on ambushing the Red Possum team. They need to take out the base in one fell swoop, but they still haven't spotted the exact location. Greta says that the Orange Ibis team has aerial footage of the base and can give them the data. This will help. The team moves ahead and engages with 2 Zaku. Zaku's. Lung takes a rocket launcher to one of the Zaku's head while the rest put bullets through the enemy. It seems they were after the shipping containers. He heads over the hill to find what looks like an entrance. They fire directly into the entrance, drawing out 2 ground Zaku's and 2 desert Zaku's. They lay fire on them. Lieutenant jumps past the White Dingo team. They seem to be heading towards the orange Ibis's transport containers. Rare begins chasing the mobile suits. The goof turns around and uses its heat rod on Rare's gym, as Rare is electrocuted. He fires his Vulcans, taking out the goof. He thought that this could be the pilot that he met at Alice Springs. However, it wasn't Fish Donahue. He meets with Greta face to face. His unit was also destroyed in the process, but the battle isn't over. Greta happens to be carrying the new units that are to be delivered to their team. She says, might as well give it to you now. The rest of the White Dingo team is holding up the front line. Anita can't find Rare's mobile suit and thinks he is down. They're running out of ammo. That is when 2 Zaku's go down. A new mobile suit approaches. They hear Rare on the comms give commands to his team. He is rocking the new Guncannon mass production type. The RX-77D Guncannon mass production type is an evaluation variant used during the 1-year war and is based off of the RX-77D Guncannon Heavy Custom. The core block system has been removed in this unit and shares many parts with the GEM command. The back-mounted 240mm cannons are semi-retractable and have been slimmed down for efficiency. Other weapons include 60mm Vulcans, the new 90mm ball-up machine gun, a 100mm machine gun, and a shield made of titanium ceramic composite. Rare fires his cannons and takes out the enemy. We cut to December 19, UC-0079, Derby Base. Lieutenant Yuri is informed of Jukan-class subs on their way delivering an important package. He wonders what it is and receives an encrypted message regarding the supplies. It is a weak encryption and shouldn't be too hard for them to crack. Maya Koizuma and Adrian go to meet with this person who sent the encryption. Her name is Ensign Gioconda. Maya yells at her for sending a weak encryption and tells her to hand over the goods. But she says she is here to negotiate first. Maya doesn't have time for this, so she says, screw it. We don't need these supplies. The ensign says, fine, you could have them. But she didn't bring them with her and must go back to their ship. Maya wonders why they sent out a green negotiator. The White Dingo team watches the news informing them that California base has finally been reclaimed by the Federation. Rare gets a call from Captain Stanley. The Yellow Kawakas will handle cleanup in Adelaide. White Dingo's mission is to focus on Adelaide's coastline. There is unconfirmed intel that there might be a Xeon base near the reef. The captain says he is counting on positive news and wonders what he meant by that. Meanwhile, the Xeon base gets word from Maya that there is another team with the Jukan team. It is Lady Casilia Zabi's Special Forces team. They wonder if they are transporting that thing. We will learn about what this is soon, but for more, check out our return of Johnny Ryden coverage. A mobile suit team that fled from California base meets with the ensign negotiator, who is still giving them a hard time. She mentions that the Special Forces team went out in DOMs. They decide to chase the team instead. That is when the White Dingo team moves in on their location. They are all rocking new gun cannons. Anita spots 6 units. Lung thinks there may be a submarine dock in the area, as these are the California-based Xeon soldiers who fled. They take out one Zaku sneaking up on them. Rare rushes in by himself. He focuses on the commander unit as the others are just decoys. From a distance, he fires his cannons, taking out the commander Zaku. They take out the entire team thanks to their new gun cannons. Anita begins scouting for potential sub-docks in the area. At the hidden dock, Ensign Gioconda is climbing through the air ducts, setting up bombs to blow up the base. He heads up to the hangar where she sees a GOG along with choppers taking off. They left without her. The base goes up in flames. The White Dingo team takes on the GOGs that fled the base. Rare notices that the GOGs stop when they fire their mega particle cannon. They start mopping up the aquatic mobile suits. Anita tells Mike to stop letting his guard down. Yeah, stupid Mike. The GOGs were a diversion. The base totally went up in flames. They shoot down some choppers escaping, but Lung freaks out for some reason and says that they should keep them for evidence. He notices the insignia on the GOGs, and they seem to be from California base. But Rare makes those decisions. As the crew does some cleanup, we see that Ensign Gioconda survived. She is trying to escape and doesn't want to die here. Maya contacts Yuri about making contact with the California-based team, but they don't seem to trust them. He says that the outcome hinges on that. Ooh, ominous. The captain of the California Mobile Suit team also seemed to survive. She meets up with the ensign and the two head out towards the nearest Xeon squad. In the Medea, Rare gets communication with the captain. He thinks that their next mission is to support Darwin, but Captain Stanley says that he wants them to head to Broken Hill Mining Base. They are to pursue a team directly under Kycilia Zabi, known as the Machi Minato. He wonders who his target is, but the captain says this is most likely a biological weapon known as Astaroth. They don't know too much about it, but they know it is a weapon of mass destruction. He wonders if Zeon would use such a weapon. The captain knows that Zeon forces won't do anything, but the Zabis themselves might take strict action. He must secure Astaroth. They know they can't destroy it for fear of greater damage, so they must capture it. This is where White Dingo's passenger comes into play. Dr. Olivia Grant was a former member of the Astaroth development team and is here to help him locate this bioweapon. And that will do it for this episode. Since we have been talking about Astaroth and Johnny Ryden, it was necessary that I also cover the origin of this bioweapon. The people from California base brought Astaroth to Australia's doors. Australia already experienced great loss, and Rare doesn't want to see that happen again. Next time, the team will head to Broken Hill. Rare learns that Torrington Base is a goldmine of nuclear weapons, and we will see the DOMs of Kycilia's Machi Minato team. But that will do it for now, new types. Remember, always let the other make the first move when negotiating. Peace.